Hey guys, hey everybody, another Thursday, another Webflow SEO one. Today we're gonna be chilling, but actually we're gonna have some fun. So if anybody's here in the comments wanna go nuts like Usable did that one time, then just continue in doing that. Today I have all the time, and I thought we need a breather after those 2 weeks of really intense stuff on the live stream. And also, another thing happened was this week we're starting 1 hour early for Europeans and the same time for the States time zone. So I thought maybe it's a good time to have a little breather and have a little bit more relaxed session. All right, so let's do this. Let me share my screen. Let's go into there, and while people show up, I will just kind of let you know what's happening. So today we're going to be looking into a backend of the website, an actual client website that's actually active, actually getting in traffic. And I intentionally kind of tried not to go into too much like looking into the backend before this. So I want to share just the whole So I will be sharing like a very organic, raw approach. Like, hey, I start looking into something. I don't know what's going on. Let's find out what's going on. Let's look into this and that. Like what kind of things I'm looking at, what kind of stuff. And that will answer a few questions like what I'm not looking at in the beginning, because that doesn't matter in my opinion. So it's kind of like a raw, organic approach. So that's why, like, if anybody's in the comments want to be really casual about it and just ask any questions related or not related, just go nuts. We can go on tangents today. It's more about like but overall, even if you don't, I think plenty to do for an hour by just looking on a website that I never saw before and just seeing what we can dig up and find and things. And it was provided by us by Dan, who's now in the meeting. So and he says he's going to try to finish soon. So, well, life, work, balance, all the stuff, it's normal. But that being said, 1 sec, let me locate. All right, so that being said, Dan, for those who don't know, is this guy right here on Twitter. And he and his agency, by the way. So let me just locate all of that. All right, so it's Apta Agency, and they create websites, and they do, the way I understood, both development and design. So they're an agency that work with clients, and they just provided. So this website right here, which they already have like positive feedback for us, and you can read a case study about Orchestra's web experience in their website, and this is what we're going to be looking at it today. So that's short. The way I understood, they only did development, and the way I understood from what I can see here, that they were working with designer. Also, I looked them up a little bit on LinkedIn. It seems like this business has like 30-ish or something employees, so it's not a small team, but more on the details a little bit later. And also, Dan is the same guy that here tries to get in touch with me whenever I go to their homepage. So that's Dan. And once again, yeah. All right. So if anybody at any point has any questions, wait, let me look into. This is maybe not. This is this one. This is kind of good. I like this one. Let me know if it's too blurry or something just in the comments, and let's hit this off. And so that I don't make the same mistake like last time, let's add some cool, chill vibes, and let's go into analyzing the site. All right. Okay. So first things first, this is the website that we're taking a look at about, and we also have access to the backend. So we're gonna just be digging around, seeing what we can find, what we can't find, what's wrong, what I would suggest. Like always, the main idea is to look into the content, look into the sitemap, look what's how it's structured. Do we have like a strategy here? Based on the team size and based on what I found, I assume they have like a marketing department. So I assume this whole thing is, and also based on all that I saw, and also I saw that the blog posts are the only kind of pages that are getting traffic for them, as opposed, you know what, I'm gonna show you that actually. So one sec. Show not tell. I have to locate my other tab. Give me a second here. Let's look into what's happening there. Wait, which one is this? This is it. So present. I have to stop. Okay, still learning the new software. So share screen. And this time, let's share this. All right, so what they're getting their traffic from is best practices to follow supply chain, which is best practices supply chain. They're also getting traffic to their homepage, as in because they're known as a company and has like search volume behind it, unless I don't know some sort of term. And then there's like a few other pages that get a few extra clicks here and there, and this is the line where I would draw. It doesn't matter anymore. But as you can see, it's all in the blog's CMS. So all their traffic is coming through the blog. Something else we can look into is their domain authority. So they have like a few backlinks. No magic here. A little bit of traffic, expected traffic. And clearly there's some sort of link building happening because it's so stable and growing in such a stable thing. So that's great. Not gonna touch that. Then we have some sort of traffic spike. And one thing I noticed, I think, was it here or yeah? So they had like a dip in pages, and then it went down in terms of index. So it's either low quality content or they deleted a lot of stuff. And here we can see it better. So basically what happened was they were working on site, and then there was like immediately a lot of pages to reach, well, a lot, not a lot, still small site, but 79 pages. Then it dropped. So it's probably because either deleted or de-indexed because of low quality or something. So we need to look into it, but just that's overall, and they're growing from there. So that's all the stats when it comes to the just a little bit of magic behind the scenes from what people are searching for. All right, let me share my other tab, which is the main tab again. All right, so coming back to the sitemap. So if anybody has any questions, go nuts, ask them, because some of the stuff might be a little bit of a weird or something, or you don't get it, and it would be even easier for me to explain certain concepts or not. So without further ado, we're 10 minutes in. Let's start digging into the site. So, all right. So first things first, let's don't look at the statics. Let's only look at CMS collections. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Let me know. Wait. We said we're gonna do it this way. I hope it's not too blurry. Let me know, guys, in the comments if it's like this is better or this is better, because I think both have pluses and minuses. Isabel, which one is better, this or that? Because I think it's a little bit blurry, but yeah, I'll keep it like that for now. All right, so first of all right, so this is bad. 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 This is webinars templates. Okay, what do we have in webinars templates? One thing. Okay, no, okay, this I get. It's like a frequently asked questions don't have a template. Okay. blogs have a template. Is this a link? Well, assuming there's author's template. Is this a link? And authors don't have a template? Oh, no, they don't. That's not cool. Okay, first things first then. So empty CMSs, ideally we avoid them always, every time we can, like just very simply, especially when you're writing blog templates. Okay, so I assume that things like product feature and whatever this is happening here with the download types and products and business team, or it's just in the building. But if you make authors, it's as simple as just taking, where's blog, taking this, moving the heading, moving heading somewhere over here, and then just adding a few things here and there. It takes like 10 minutes to make. So cloning blogs page, static page, adding it to author's template. Can I actually do it in the... So you would go here, grab the whole wrapper. Grab the whole wrapper. You would go here, paste it in, get just author's name, add an image here of author. Simple as that. Continue. Why you need this? And also, last thing, then you would also go to blogs, and here outside you would just, drag and drop link block here, drag all this stuff inside, right? And just assign link block to, and just assign it to the author. That's it. Why? So there's this thing called EAT, or now EEAT, and Google wants real people to write content. So the author page not only has to exist and not only has to show not only has to exist and showcase. So we just come back as an example to the blog. So not only has to exist and has to showcase everything that author written, but also it should have links to their social media and their LinkedIn and a lot of things. That's like a way to prove to search engines that this person exists, this is written by human, this person has certain qualifications or understanding or whatever it would be, right? So that's like a step one. And also you don't have a dead empty CMS, which is now on a sitemap as an empty page, and you have to then block it by robots, which, by the way, is not done. So here it should be done. If you do it like this, if you do an author's empty or whatever enter, then here you would add a no index HTML tag. You would add the same to robots.txt file as a like disallow subfolder, and what else you have to do? That's pretty much it. That's enough. Could be more, but yeah. So that's step one. So I would say let's add here. So author pages. Now, while we're at it, I don't know what topics are, but blogs. All right. So here, just personal preference, not a big thing. I cannot edit this. So it's just articles, because what it is, article. So instead of blogs, you do article, because blog is a set of articles. And any blog cluster in this case, let's change the color. So any blog cluster looks always the same. So it's article. And it's blog, and here it would be like a category. So I'll give a few examples next to the side. So it would be like, these guys are supply chain, right? Something like that. So that's a topic of similar blog posts. Then another would be, actually look into it. What do they have? Logistics. That's very good. Okay, logistics. Right, so we're following the drift. So again, it's the same as just copying blog static page. You copy this, but then instead of this, you assign some sort of heading, which is pulled from the category. Simple as that, right? And then, of course, there's always author for, by the way, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, why I need author, Google this, and then start learning from there. There's a lot to learn and understand. It's one of the parameters that starts cool stuff. Actually, I can show you. I should look into it. Not gonna find it maybe on stream real fast. So yeah, so author, again, not authors / something, but singular. My kind of preference is always go singular, so not articles, but article, just to keep things slugs clean. And also there is another thing that happens sometimes when you have like features as a category and feature as a single feature, and they work together as two different CMSs, but that's another story for another day. We're gonna come back to this. I can see this already. So yeah, so that's, and I'm gonna change this as a color to Google this, you know. All right, let's check the comments, what's happening here. So Isabel said we can do it this way. All right, okay. Well, if it's not blurry, because I see it's a little bit blurry, but yeah, okay, cool. So she's saying it's okay. I'll believe that. And all right, so if anybody has any questions so far, drop them in here. If not, we're continuing with our tiny little roast of stuff. So yeah, so that's blog. That's always blog. By the way, good job on the blogs, guys. They probably know what they're doing. They're doing the typical add stuff to the blog things, publish, writes. Well, I have to, this I cannot, it seems decent enough. Lacks images for sure, like a lot. I could run this to see, it has internal linking. Whoever's doing this knows a thing or two. For sure lacks images. Okay, I can tell that now. Yeah, see, where are the images? Where are the, so in this kind of, there's like, to break text into readable on phone format, there's like 2 images for this length, I would say, like maybe 3. And also alt tags and stuff like that. This again, so all of them are, and based on my assumption, let's just do, let's do a quick word counter. 800 words. I mean, could be that that's enough, but it sounds like these are a little bit short. Like it looks a little bit short to me based on stuff, but maybe it's enough because it's rare that it's more like it a little bit. Yeah, okay. So that's for blogs. Now, frequently asked questions. So I assume this was created to showcase somewhere on the site, one of the static pages, but still you would why don't have a page for that? Like legit, you have a page that has, is supply chain visibility expensive? And it's an H1 that you already have. You even have a slug for it and you have everything. The only thing you have to have is add another field to this. So you just add another, well, I cannot do it, but like you add another rich text field, maybe write a few extra sentences and stuff like that. And then whatever you use it, you just link to that page, and that's why for free, like free snippets, you know. But just my kind of, and also like it could be as simple as maybe you don't need this. Yes, then you do a redirect to the actual. Then you do a redirect to a blog post on the, like on topic in depth, but I don't know. That's just kind of tossing ideas there. It a little bit depends on a lot of factors. All right, let me come back a little bit to the chat. Check what chat is asking. Are there any free keyword research tools for blogging? Wait, let me look it up for you. So I think wasn't how it's called. I have to wait 1 sec. So I know guys that are using wait 1 sec. It's in Netherlands, so I want to just do make sure that the link is not. It's just okay. Isabel, Google this, because if I send you a link, then it's gonna be a Dutch version. Oh, I just sent you a Dutch version. Sorry. All right, let me try again. All right, yeah. So Google this. I know that this is quite a cheap and decent option, or for free in the beginning, and a lot of things. So a lot of things can be done with this tool. I don't know. Those tools like always grow and change, but I know even professional guys that are using this. What? Why are you laughing? What's funny? Let me know what's funny about this. Have you found this on your own, or what's happening here? Let me take a sip here. Yeah, so this one, I know guys that are professionally using it probably has like a paid legacy, free, paid some sort of version or something. But I know that this is like in terms of starting for free. Yeah, Dutch version. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I cannot just strip it out of that real fast. So yeah, so try it out. It could help, but yes, actual tools require quite a decent investment, and you have to, yeah. And you also, just because you have a tool, that's like a common misconception. So coming back to keyword research tools, I mean, you have to have some sort of access as a website developer. As anybody who creates sitemaps should understand those tools have a paid version, and really, because otherwise, how are you creating a sitemap? Like based on what? Based on what data? But in theory, like the way I see this is, like just because you have access to even to paid like Ahrefs or SEMrush, like, and you don't know what you're looking at, or you don't know what to look for, or you don't know how this kind of patternizes into a lot of things, doesn't help that much. It helps a little bit, but SEO, there's like thousands of topics that you have to understand in at the end, but in the beginning, it's still, backlinks and content. It's quite simple, but in theory, like the whole anatomy of the site, like, yeah, I'd say it's an investment that as soon as you can afford, it's cool. But just because you have access to something like this doesn't mean that you can do SEO. You can deliver clients better sitemaps or things like that if we're still working in that way, So that's kind of my short rant on that. All right, coming back to the website. All right, so enough with blog. All right, so these things are, I want to look into those. So don't loud types. We have 4 items. Whoops, 4 items. Guide, ebook. This is probably some sort of custom code stuff right now. Okay. Well, I probably should dig into static pages to understand what's happening here. Oh. Wait, this product feature also doesn't have a page? Really? Buckets. Oh, okay. So I have a guess based on what I'm seeing, and I'm gonna be for sure accurate. So I'm gonna find now these somewhere, right? Features, data integrations. Wait, so features, which one of these is features? Am I seeing an old version of this site and now it's going to be funny that I'm analyzing something that changed? Or wait, what? Is this a no, it's not a static page. Is it a static page? Please don't tell me it's a static page. It is a static page. Oh, okay. All right, it took me a moment. Okay, so this is a static page. Oh. So I assume if I go here, we'll find all sorts of fun stuff here. Where are the links? Where are they? Okay, so it seems like should be plenty of links, but now I'm thinking this is all going to be in that part. Yes, there's no links here. Okay, so next thing, like always, I can see already. So we're going to take this, we're going to take feature. We're going to take features, and these should not be statics. These should be categories. So let me guess that I'm guessing that what you made, what was made as so let's copy that. Where was it? Here. All right. So I'm assuming that these should be inside features as a category. And then the feature itself would be where was it? Feature. Wait, I'm trying to get used to this. Okay, so and these should. Because for example, no. Okay, all right. Now I'm gonna explain. Okay, so got it. Look, so it's always going to be the same thing, right? Whenever I'm going to analyze websites, I'm going to always find the same problem. It starts to feel that way to me now. Let's wait to explain this concept. Like this. Here you go. Let's make this 130 or let's make this 80. All right, so let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, let the roasting begin. Okay, so this is the real deal, actually. This is actually what I think matters here. Yeah. So whenever you're kind of building a site and preparing an infrastructure for it, you have to understand what is the sum part of the smallest page possible. And that doesn't mean sometimes it's completely unnecessary, but you have to understand that for SEO, and SEOs could be argue like, hey, we don't need to subdivide things into the smallest possible pieces. You know, a page ranks for hundreds and thousands of keywords, and then they can be. One page ranks for different types of keywords. Why subdivide everything into the smallest possible things is because you can compete with these pages that are lowest form, and now in this case, they're left empty, right? If there's search traffic and users actually are searching for specific topics. So in this case, like supply chain visibility, like I doubt people look for supply chain visibility. You know what? I'm gonna actually check that. Supply chain visibility. You know what? I'm gonna put in all 5 things. Let me just do the thing. So let's look into it actually. So supply chain visibility. Then we have data integrations. Definitely not even gonna put in, not gonna waste credits on that. order and ship and yeah, okay, so none of these are actually searchable terms. So I'm not gonna even put it in actually. Now I started looking into it. So what I'm trying to say here is that if we have some, like, these top level categories usually have to be like the most highest logical hierarchy that you can do as in a category of your features. So you know what, I have to look a little bit into the website to find you the words for this. Global suppliers, track manufacturing miles. I don't know. This is too much cool copy instead of it's a little bit too much. Okay, here I will find it. So fastest way to digitalize. Okay, so this heading is basically, okay, so you have to understand that home heading is optimized for nothing, but it's not bad because it's a branded keyword, so you don't need to. But I'm sorry, what? What I'm looking at, this is probably some sort of fun thing. Wait, what? Okay. So roast and here, I don't see the mobile menu. I have to use mobile menu. You guys see the mobile menu I'm looking at now? Yeah, okay, cool. You guys see. So I have to use the mobile menu to understand what I'm looking at. So these are the features that we just discussed. And then we have use cases, teams. These are Wait, and industries? I didn't see industries. Did I? No, really? Okay, all right. Okay, so again, copy this, paste below, delete. So industries. Well, okay, so when I work with like this actually, but depends a little bit on the situation. So okay, when working with software, I usually like to have, like, I use, instead of industries, either user and then use case or case or whatever. So these are like very long tail articles for your, so instead of putting things to your blog, which is, by the way, the old school way of doing SEO, you create a specific kind of cluster for it. And then you have cases where you add like long-term. So here, let's say we saw automotive, right? So you would write small articles for very specific automotive things whenever it implies, or if you write like a use case, and again, use case is just an article of explaining how to solve a specific problem. So it's not that I have to actually show how we did this, and that. No, it's more of a, like, instead of using article, we sometimes use this, and it can be named whatever. Doesn't matter how you call it, right? Because this is another way to tag. Now, you can reach the same thing by just, so if you have this cluster that we assumed is usable, we can do the same by just adding user, or in this case, we determined that it's industries, like automotive and stuff. And then group articles. So an example, group articles by industries. So whenever you go to industries, you link out to, of course, you optimize. I'm not talking about the footer and stuff. Sorry, above the fold. Above the fold, you optimize it for whatever you want to optimize it and use the creative copy and everything. But below, again, if we check links for this, we're going to see that there's nothing in the body. Okay, there's a little bit in the body, but okay, we're going to features back again. But again, those static pages, and this somehow doesn't have a feature. I love this. Okay, and we have some blog posts. Okay, so they done it. Yeah, cool. But why this is not a CMS? Why I cannot add more? Why is, and it's probably limited here, I'm guessing. Where I'm at now, industry, automotive. Industry, wait, what? industry. Where was it? Automotive. I'm guessing there's a limit on that. Nope, I don't see it. No. Oh wait, I'm not looking at the right thing. Oh, this is a slider. Oh, we all know how. Okay, well, now they're gonna touch it. I'm just gonna leave it be. I would list out everything, and which then it would result into very important feature if you cross connect them as a nested, like CMS to CMS. You kind of end up having this. So you end up having tags here for industries that it's related to, right? And that kind of helps the spinning the cluster, as in it's linked there to here and here to there. So therefore it helps the SEO of like global website kind of build. So there's a way to do it this way. There's a way to do it this way, as in create new post type. Sometimes you don't need to create post type. And in this case, I would maybe even go with the not create new post type. For SaaS, usually go that way, because SaaS also get sometimes another type of article which doesn't have categorization, which is compare type of article. So it's again the same type of content type, almost identical design, like you don't need to do almost anything to it, but there you compare your tool with other tools and try to rank for, as an alternative to some tool, and then you rank yourself as in, hey, we're an alternative, here we go, look what we wrote. So depending on the choice or whether or not, so you create 1, 2, 3 different types of content, or you create one, because some teams like more like where is it? So some teams love using one place where they add, in this case, articles or blogs or whatever, and they're just going to have a lot of fields to fill in, but they will, and it's going to work it out. But other times you want to create custom content types based on search intent. So when you analyze the search intent and you realize that compare articles maybe have same similarities and there's a lot of tables, and so then it makes sense to create new different types of design templates. But there's a way you can do this as well, of course, like with all sorts of radio buttons. You can still use same type of content. Still dizzy looking at this. So you can still do the thing where just radio buttons like here would allow you to turn on or turn off certain main wrappers. So different main wrappers would show up if you change content type. So that's like another way we sometimes do it if it's the same article base. But yeah, that's my kind of thing. All right, let's come back to the chat. So it might be better targeting key phrases around the problems customers might face, like reducing errors in supply chain rather than the digital. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you. This is exactly what I was going for. If I didn't articulate it well enough and somebody watched and said like, what? Then this is the answer. Yeah, so exactly. Like hype copy. Wait 1 sec. Let me take a sip. So hype copy, like I like to call it, as in creative copy, as in we change. Thanks a lot. They're starting to get this very well. I love that. So hype copy, as I like to sometimes call it, as in we change the way things happen in the industry. We modernize the whatever. Nobody looks for that. Okay. So people look for solutions to their problems. So your headings have to be answers to problems, like specific formulations of certain problems. And that's like what's lacking in a lot of times when people who don't plan websites for growth and traffic, and even marketing teams are kind of sometimes to blame if they are not focusing on the understanding how SEO works too much. The magic is that you can still have the same thing. So what Isabel is saying here, I'm just gonna try to use another way to show it. It's a big command, so let's keep that in mind and let's come back to this view. So there are ways to have both hype copy and so that the visitor reads mostly hype copy, but the site is optimized. So, and that's usually taglines. So let's take, is this a, no, is this an H2? Wait, really? It's an H2? Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's another story. Okay, now I'm interested. You got me hooked. Wait, I'm gonna go on a tangent here. Sorry, guys. We're gonna come back to, wait, I have to remember what we have to come back. We have to come back to this later, okay? But first, let's look at the anatomy. And then welcome back. What did you miss? We were looking mostly at the empty CMSs and stuff. You'll be able to watch it back. I'm not going to repeat too much. We didn't touch that much, but some stuff is obviously like not prepared for long term. By the way, we also touched that their traffic is coming from mostly blog, which is, I think, wrong way to do when you have Webflow long term. But there's, and then we kind of highlighted some errors. All right, so coming back to what I was looking at, if okay, the headings are okay. This is a little bit weird, but at the same time, not wrong. So not gonna. Yeah, overall that part, let's don't touch. But what we were talking about, yeah, it's all save money, all stuff, supercharged agility. Wow, this is the hype copy stuff I was talking about. Okay, supercharged agility. What does that mean, man? Nobody looks for that. You don't need to use these words. But if your user wants to kind of, if visitor converts better than this, because hype copy usually converts visitors better, which is okay, and you differentiate yourself from stuff and you say, hey, we do this, we do that, look at us, how much we're gonna solve your problem. But to optimize stuff for SEO, by the way, we're looking at homepage. Homepage, I usually agree that we don't need to optimize for anything. We just have to make sure that there's like insane amount of links here. So an example would be, I can show you what should be a link here. Wait, let me do this, remove that, refresh, and then just highlight all the links. So the homepage just has to be one big link. Basically, just whatever you scroll on has to be mostly a link, and not only buttons. And this is, oh, wait, so this is a bad example of how to use links. It should not be learn more. It should be just a link block around. And why learn more? It's bad because this doesn't describe what's inside that to crawlers. So crawlers don't get that it's that data immigration. Humans get it, but crawlers get that you're saying if you want to learn more about that, you don't give any context. Always has to be context inside your link. So it's better to use link block and remove this element, just because then it would tell crawlers that if I click on this, it's all about supply chain visibility, right? So that's a thing. Is there a reason why this is showing up, or where I'm at? Features, by the way, not the CMS, not to be confused with the CMS of features which should be developed. It's this, or supply chain visibility. All right. Aha. This is interesting, but I will assume that there's some sort of a, yeah. Anyways, but this is an example of how you can make this an H1. So sometimes when you want to keep the hype copy and where it was going with this, just drop in here on H1, assign it to, wait, that's why, first of all, you use CMSs for stuff like that. Okay, anyways, So you write the actual keyword, as in what was she proposing? So producing errors in supply chain, let's say hypothetically, right? So, or something like that. By the way, all of this has to be done on keyword research, so I'm just gonna spitball here, but reducing errors in supply chain or whatever. And then as opposed of, and this you turn into a text. So this is not a heading now, this is not an H1, just drop in a text. You can do it this way, or no, paragraph is not a way actually. So just drop in a text, copy this, paste it in, delete this, and then you style this as a large. So well, whatever, I'm just gonna keep it faster, better, but we style this as an H1, and we style this as a tagline. And guess what? Now this is an H1, and this is an actual keyword that we're optimizing for, and this is your hide copy. Cool? Cool. I love this approach, actually. So yeah, coming back to comments. Right. So let's look at what's happening. Dan, thanks. You're welcome, guys. It's just fun content for me just to look into stuff. So I'm really happy. Would have loved to have you back, but we kind of had this all put together last moment. So really, really thank you to you guys. And also, I hope this is going to help anybody, your client, you guys, whatever. It's just some stuff. And again, to find everything, it would be like hours and days and maybe even months. But just we're kind of trying to find obvious things. So yeah, so coming back, so that's a way like I sometimes use when me and copywriter, or when me and designer and whatever, we have this kind of issue, then we go for this approach where headings are actually taglines, and actual what looks like a heading is just text. That's a cool way to do this. Yeah. Now the other thing is, so I was looking for a very good example of this somewhere on the site. Let me click around to find it. Again, I have to move around. I have to go what? I have to do this search. No, this is not where I want to go. So to walk around, I have to go here, press F12, then turn on mobile view, then turn on just anything, and just go there. Okay. Let's look for, is there like a services? Okay, and now let's turn it off. I've seen this image somewhere. Really, really noticeable image, should be changed. I know where it's from. Okay, so basically what you want to do is everything has to be a link to something. And this is a great example of linking to something. So I assume where we're at, professional services. We're at professional. Right. So this is a good place to link to stuff, especially if it's some sort of features or something. But then again, everything has to be built on CMSs, I suppose, of static page groups to just nest things. That's a thing. Now, this is a great example. Every USP, okay, this is a little bit different, but like if it would be written differently and it would be different case, again, very great place to link to stuff and force in just better internal linking. Pro tip but that's more about like for CMSs. So if this would be a CMS page, using rich text instead of paragraphs, it's a cool way to give control to SEOs later. Wait one sec, I know this error. So doing that, what is text height? So giving that control to anybody, so that you can actually, but that's in a CMS, right? So they can actually add links to things, right? And it's like a cool way to do things, because then it's easier to link to a lot of a lot of other pages when you just would highlight some sort of a supply chain experts, for example, and you would just link to one of your user base or something, or whatever you would do. So that's usually for a CMS like thing. If we would have, as we discussed in prior, if we would have features here and feature categories and here. And now, by the way, in this case, it's features. Yeah. What else? Supply chain service. So is this a features company or service? I still don't follow, honestly. Does anybody in comments can help me out? Is this like, are we selling features or service, or both? Like, do we sell like a software that is, are we selling like a software that also we can consult you on that and improve your workflows, or what are we actually selling? Because if anybody can tell me in the comments that we actually help, I'm now lost after seeing this 4PL services, or are we selling a solution that allows us to connect? Like, yeah. But what I'm going with this, wait one sec. Where I'm going with this is, either way, we're coming back to the good old this approach. There's always, doesn't matter if it's features or is it services, there's always that kind of approach, because each one of these should be written for something specific, as in specific problem that somebody can type into Google. Now, another thing is, all of my advice that I just spent 55 minutes kind of analyzing and looking into means mostly nothing if you're going for local SEO. So if you're going for local SEO and you have to rank with location specific things, then it's quite similar, but it's completely different. Then you go for a lot of other things, and here here I don't see like address and things like that, so I assume they're not. No, I mean, I see. Oh, there is. My bad. Okay, let's look into this then. By the way, guys, have you already used to the new component? Like, it's just kind of, I started to get used to just recently, like a few days, weeks ago, kind of started to muscle memory formed only now. All right, so what are we looking at? This is not a link. Ooh. All right, so another part of the thing we spoke before, EAT, which is Googleable by anybody if you want to understand what I'm talking about a little bit. Have all the everything, like have all the addresses, links, have more emails than one, like on your contact us page or something, just like to show that you have departments and things like that. Be as professional as you can be. Fake it till you make it, including this should be a link to your legit just CMS collection, which is just like offices or whatever, and then it would be office / something, and then we would have here for, like, so let's say Toronto, and then whatever, right? And there you would have basically you can do as easy as, no magic here, you can go to well, this is a little bit too simple, but yeah, sure. Here, add a few, in this place, you add a few things like your address, your things like that, your emails, yeah, maybe even team who works here in another section or whatever. So that's something you have to do. Now, I know there's like spam coming in and all that good stuff. It's not that spam doesn't come through this if you don't add a reCAPTCHA. Am I right, guys? Because now, apparently, recently, Webflow started to get a lot of spam. So, but still, like add, and then it would be as easy as just cloning this page, making a CMS collection for offices like we just discussed, adding those 3 in, making this different, and then just adding. So it would be orchestra or whatever, and then you would just, different cities would have different heading for that. Then there would be address, phone number, then there would be different emails. So like a few, for example, for urgent problems, I don't know, something like info at toronto.orchestra.com or whatever. And then another would be sales inquiries at sales@toronto.whatever. So a few emails just to kind of show that. So that's like a part of what's now a meta in terms of EAT, like show as much of this is a real place with real things happening. By the way, for these guys, it's probably not that necessarily. I'm talking about more about new starting companies. This company already has like a lot of clout online. But like if you have a client that's just starting out in startup, this is something you should suggest them to do. So yeah, that's kind of one of the things. All right, so Dan is saying they're a service company who developed their own software. Oh, okay. Well, that's why it's kind of a bit mixed still. Both, either. I don't know. Okay, I get it. All right, that makes all the sense in the world then. Yeah, so I think we're at the edge of the hour, and I'm gonna keep it casual here. If either of you, Isabel and Dan, which I know you guys both are watching now, have any final questions, drop them now. Like really, now's the time, and we're gonna start closing it down. And yeah, but that's my intro of structuring for success. So I know this doesn't feel like a lot of SEO is like, wait, where's the actual SEO? Where's the how to optimize content? Where's the page speed? Why did you run Lighthouse and a lot of things? Well, I don't usually focus on that for a very long time because it's not that important as you would see. Because I've been part of the teams that develop projects that make like 50 grand a month from in a year or something, start making that much money with Lighthouse Core 20. And it's yeah, okay, cool, all good. And I also seen insane a lot of money thrown at stuff and not stick, and then zero traffic, no leads, no conversions, no nothing. So yeah. All right, Isabel is asking, how do you find websites for? Actually, I asked on Twitter, and Dan the man just replied, and he said, hey, do this for our client, and he got me a link, like a read-only link, and that's how we get this done. We barely got it in the last moment, but still, and I really wanted a casual stream today, no guests, or maybe them as a guest, but still. So yeah, so if anybody watching this now at the end of the hour watched the stream to the end and think, hey, I want this, then if you're okay with this being completely open and during the stream, then just get in touch with me on Twitter, which is, let me show you that. 1 second. So then just, go to Twitter, type in the good old search historian and DM me. Let me show you this. So yeah, just go here and find me up on Twitter. It's Search Historian, and DM me, and we can talk it over. Whenever I don't have a guest, we're gonna do a roast. I'm gonna look into your backend. Ideally, it's way much easier if you send me a read-only link. So if you can send me a read-only link and you're okay with me digging through that, then it's awesome for everybody, because then I can actually look into stuff and kind of actually see how it is, not guess how it is. And then that's that. Yeah. Let's be a special stream about resource page only. Can you elaborate? Like, what do you mean resource page only? Resource, as in like frequently asked questions / documentation, or what do you mean resource pages? Thanks, Dan. No, it's awesome. Like for me, it's easier because I know common mistakes made in Webflow builds by common designer, common developer, common whatever. Because people still look into the thing is, like, people still look at SEO and Webflow through that WordPress angle, which is usually, here's your blog, SEO man, do your magic. And that's why they still build sites in that way. When on Webflow, that's not at all what it is. Like, exactly, you have to think completely new. And that's why old school SEO still don't like Webflow, don't want to learn it sometimes. That's why a lot of things are still not only plugins, but you have to think completely differently. Like, you have to understand that, oh, you have all this power, so that with that power comes really big mistakes. And it's not a mistake that, hey, it's more a mistake. It's not a mistake that, hey, you cannot do it this way, but it's almost like you could win way much more if you start to get how this whole magic works, because it's way different, you know? So that's so if you still want to elaborate on the resources, what do you mean? Because really curious here before we end the stream, that would be awesome. Thanks for Isabel for being with us all this time. I hope you learned some stuff also based on this thing. I see you're starting to get things, and also based on this thing where you ask for free keyword research tool. I think I know where you're going with this. You started to catch some drifts on what's usually the problem of when sitemap building and things like that. So Dan is saying, no, just like the orchestra one, articles, videos, ebooks, case studies. Yeah, well, that's another, like, it's, I think all right, okay, cool, thanks. All right, so quick thing. This is my Twitter, but then, so this stuff kind of repeats itself eventually, and I want to also like look into and roast a few builds to make sure that my assumptions based only on client work and based on certain things are correct every time. Just because Webflow requires, as I just said, like a new way perspective of thinking, and it's not common yet to be like a Webflow SEO or specialize in that. And I still don't know the answers, like legit, the architecture / sitemap. Like, I don't know all the answers. I'm trying to do my best guess based on not making mistakes, not actually succeeding a lot. But for builds that we did this, in theory, what I usually proposing, it kind of pans out quite good, because also, like, you have to understand that you're building information architecture that crawlers have to understand. Google starts understanding your website after it kind of hits like 100 pages or something. So you have to build infrastructure. And my own kind of agency side that I don't have at all time to work on now, very sad for that, but like really would like to have like push out a week or two of just push work away and just not do 5 minutes every day or something. The way, when you structure things, the way I learned from working on Webflow builds with teams is it got indexed, like 70 pages got indexed in a day by Google. So that showed me that, yeah, okay, cool, I get it now. It's definitely works because it was a clean domain, and that's unseen of, because Webflow code is clean, but you have to structure it properly. You cannot have these kind of dead ends and a lot of clutter, and that structuring starts from then. So yeah, I get you. It's not that easy. And I still don't know how to present it the best way because it's case per case different, but I'm starting to see a lot of patterns. So I'm going to take your word for it. And eventually there's going to be some resources on it, trust me. So they're in the working. It's just, I don't want to rush too soon and start saying some stuff that are not case specific, but like global or whatever. All right. Thanks, Isabel. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, everybody, for being. We're done for today. And it was awesome. For those watching later, good luck. Throw me some builds if you feel like it, and get in touch on Twitter, and we're gonna roast it all. And that's it for today, guys. See ya. Bye.